Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving into Halloween Cup with my best ABB teams. As usual, I'm gonna analyze 4 teams in total. Every single one is gonna be ABB style, which means a single Pokemon up in front while 2 of the same typing at the back, while also we're gonna analyze all of those core breakers that exist in the meta for each individual team, and of course the biggest assets and how to play each team properly so that you can understand how you can manipulate each team towards your advantage. Starting off with the first team showcase out of the total 4, and we're gonna see that it might be ABB with double dark and poison dark as well at the back, but also it's gonna be kinda of a triple A team since we're using triple poison on the same line. However, the back line is a little bit stranger than Toxapex, that's why I want to call it ABB instead with double poison dark at the back. So Toxapex up in front now is gonna provide a lot of pressure with those poison jabs, and in combination with the poison jabs from your Skuntank, I believe that this team has no weaknesses other than Golurk, and that's mainly because this Pokemon has the move Mud Slap, which can just destroy down whatever it comes up against you. And I think that of course if they double block, especially up in front, you're gonna be in deep trouble. However, you still have a lot of ways to play around this Pokemon as well, especially with your Drapion and your Skuntank at the back, because both of these Pokemon carry the move Crunch and they're gonna be your main moves to go. For this meta, I recommend going for Flamethrower on your Skuntank, but of course Trailblaze, as I have over here, can also help you out a lot by vamping up your attack stat of a Shadow Skuntank. So if you have a Shadow Skuntank, I believe that the Shadow bonus will really help it out, especially with the Trailblaze buff on the attack stat. At the back also, that Drapion is gonna provide a lot of coverage, safe coverage against the meta, so feel free to go with Crunch always. And for your second charge attack, I recommend going with Aqua Tail and not going for that Sludge Bomb, because it is not gonna help you that much. Instead, Aqua Tail is gonna be a much faster than Crunch option, and most of the times you're gonna see that poison moves are not gonna be that strong overall, but of course they're gonna be pretty rough when we're talking about the fast attacks, and that's why this team will succeed with your double poison jabber and in between Drapion as a safe switch. This is my third time covering teams on Halloween Cup, and I think that Carbink is a solid option after all. For the next team showcase, we're having Carbink up in front on an ABB team style around water typing. So we're having Jellicent and Greninja at the back, but let me say something real quick on the lead option, because Carbink might be like a long dream for a lot of you, but trust me, it isn't. You can still use it on the level 40 scale and you are not gonna regret it. This Pokemon is absolutely amazing. Mine is level 40 and it also got me almost to Legend back on Great League. So right here now we're having Jellicent as a closer and Greninja as the safe switch. Both of these Pokemon are gonna be extremely good for the meta, and of course can protect your Carbink from its weaknesses, especially that Venusaur that you might see as a core breaker, because Carbink might struggle a lot up against that Pokemon, but the backline can still provide some solid options even against a Victreebel or a Venusaur, because of the Shadow Ball that Jellicent might have, or the back-to-back moves, the Night Slashes that Greninja will throw. That's why I like Greninja in the meta, able to provide a lot of pressure with its moves, and feel free to rotate around your Greninja to draw out that counter of your Jellicent out of the way, so that then you can finish it off with this with your double Night Slashes, with your Hydro Cannons, with the Shadow Balls, with the Moonblast, whatever you want. This team will have it for sure to sweep any battle out there. As we're heading into the next team showcase, we can see that we have a double steel backline in this ABB team style. So up in front, Golbat is gonna perform pretty well, and the backline can really protect it from those rock types. However, one rock type that might be kinda weak is gonna be of course Tyranitar. The main issue with this team is because this Pokemon is part dark, and the confusions from your Wormadam are still gonna be resisted. However, you still have access to Ironhead and Backbass, which both can destroy down a lot of neutral threats, and one of these threats is of course gonna be Tyranitar. Against Carbink though, you still have better coverage with your Fortress having access to Earthquake and Rock Tomb, but I still think that Mirror Shot will perform much better on Fortress, so feel free to use it if you feel like you have to, because Mirror Shot is also gonna give you extreme coverage against that double super effective, which is gonna be against that Carbink for sure. So Wormadam with Ironhead able to do so much damage even to the Carbink, protecting your Golbat even more, and I think that this team has nothing to worry about other than Tyranitar here. So Golbat up in front is gonna be an amazing option overall, able to debuff the opponent or just go straight for the Nuke and the Shadow Ball. I recommend going with something like a Shadow Golbat if you have, because of that extra damage, and after the first debuff you're gonna see that those wing attacks are just gonna be kinda clutch in completely farming down most of the times. And also I really like the coverage not only against the rock types but also against something like a Frostlass, because Golbat might struggle pretty early against Frostlass, especially when it doesn't have a lot of energy due to those powder snows, but at the back of course the backline can protect your Golbat even more against that Frostlass threat for sure. Heading into the final one, trainers, and we're having the Dean up in front, followed up by a double ghost backline. This ABB team relies a lot on rotating around your Palossand. You need to bring it aggressively into play to draw out like something like a dark type that your Frostlass is afraid of, then your fairy type on the face of the Dean can finish it off, so that Frostlass most likely will have no other weakness in the end. Also I really like how well the backline can protect by its own the Dean up in front by those poison types, especially Nidoqueen, and you're gonna see that the synergy is absolutely there, especially with Scorching Sands on your Palossand. So as a core breaker I have decided to add Trevenant. I haven't found any other notable one. Anything else can be playable with this team, especially if you can draw out that dark type with your Scorching Sands Pokemon, and that is Palossand. So about Trevenant now, you can see that it can provide a lot of coverage against the electric types with its grass typing. That's why I have it over here, while at the back might be kinda neutral against Frostlass, but against Palossand those seed bombs are not gonna be appreciated at all, while all you can do with your Palossand is throw the Shadow Ball, which is kinda sad sometimes. So with that said, I think that Trevenant is not gonna be that much around in the meta, and you can always rely on your Palossand safely switching into play, even drawing out something like a Trevenant or whatever else, mostly a dark type, I repeat that a lot, so that your Frostlass then will have no other weakness in the end game. And also this team can work pretty well against Golbat with both your ice moves from Frostlass and the electric moves from the Dean, especially to destroy down that Pokemon individually. So we're looking at a pretty strong line, and that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching my best ABB teams for Halloween Cup, and thank you for sticking around till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more of my content here on YouTube. With that said, I have 2 videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will see you all into the next one.